Guys, we got breaking news. Deontai Wilder just confirmed that he is working with NGGANOU on a 2-fight deal, not just in boxing, but in MMA. So we are gonna be expect to seeing both of them in the ring and in the octagon. But before we get into that, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding the notification bell. That way you never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Alright guys, we just heard the news. Deontai Wilder is working on a 2-fight deal with NGGANOU. One in boxing and one in PFL. I also seen a separate video of Wilder stating that he is taking MMA seriously and he is training for MMA at the moment. He wants to be able to compete in both sports, MMA and boxing at the same time. I'm hoping he's not talking about a video I seen of him doing a spinning wheel kick and him almost falling and being caught off balance. I don't think he will do that well in MMA, to be honest, but he has a heavyweight and he has power, so anything can happen in the heavyweight division. But both NGGANOU and Wilder have the power to knock you either in the MMA or in boxing. It doesn't matter if you're in the boxing ring or in the octagon. Their power is not going to change. I apologize, it will change in the octagon, but for both of them, since both of the gloves have less padding on the UFC, you really just will never know with heavyweights. I believe Fury can do well in the UFC since he already knows how to throw elbows. He already is trying to wrestle with other boxers in the boxing ring. He already has kind of like a UFC style. But when they do come up with a 2-fight deal, I hope the first one is in boxing and the second one in the PFL, since there's a lot more boxing fans than MMA fans. But I'm sure the whole boxing world and the whole MMA world will be tuned in anyways. Both fans will watch both fights, and some fans are a fan of both. I do believe that the boxing match between Deontai Wilder and NGGANOU will be huge. And the only way the PFL one will be as big as the boxing one is if Wilder wins. If Wilder loses the fight with NGGANOU, either being outboxed or knocked out, what makes us think that Wilder would do any better in the UFC? When NGGANOU is a much better fighter in MMA, he knows how to do everything well in MMA. Elbows, knee kicks, ground and pound, chokes. It will be a lot to learn for Wilder in a short period of time. I personally believe Wilder loses badly in the UFC against NGGANOU. But in boxing, if he does not go in there reckless, he can probably beat NGGANOU. I know NGGANOU has a granite chin, but Deontai Wilder has a lot of power as well, but so does NGGANOU. We all know that Wilder knows this too. I'm sure he's not gonna go in there and throw wild punches and a lot of them like a welterweight. I believe he's gonna go in there and respect NGGANOU's power because NGGANOU did drop Fury. If that same punch lands on Wilder, I don't know how he will take it. I know Fury could absorb punches better than Wilder. The last thing Wilder wants is to get counterpunched like Fury did. Sure, NGGANOU will have a similar game plan against Wilder, moving from orthodox to southpaw every little while. I believe that's what made him dangerous against the Fury fight. If NGGANOU just fought in one stance, I'm sure that Fury would have figured his style out. I'm wondering what will happen if he uses that same style against Wilder. Will Wilder get confused like Fury did, or will he do a lot better than Fury did? Because I'm sure if Francis fights in only one stance, he will not be that effective. He tried to do what George Kambosos tried to do with Haney on their second fight. But who do you guys have winning? Deontai Wilder or NGGANOU? In boxing and in MMA? And by how? Decision, knockout, submission, choke, ground and pound? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. But remember this guys, always subscribe.